Hey everybody, we are back once again at the Ockoocangansett Microfarm with our friends Tim and Christine, and we are going to do a review on a PawPaw cultivar called
Green River Belle.
Green River Belle. And so before we cut into it, tell us a little bit about it.
Green River Belle was a cultivar discovered in Kentucky in 1998. It has since become a favorite of many PawPaw enthusiasts. Some people separate it out because it has such a unique flavor on its own. So we'll taste it and see what we can detect.
Let me ask you something before we do that. You said they found it in 1998.
It was a wild selection, yeah. It was found along a riverbank somewhere in Kentucky. I forget where, but
So people literally just stumbled on it and
Yep.
they were like, oh,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It makes a decent sized fruit, fairly seedy, but again, the flavor makes up for it. So, yeah.
All right.
Let's cut into it and
Green
see.
River Belle.
This one should be a little bit underripe, but the flavor should be there.
Awesome.
Don't eat the sticker.
Don't eat this.
Don't eat the sticker. But yeah,
All right,
let's
so
see how Green River Belle.
All right, so once again, if you've watched our other reviews, this is not as ripe as some of them. There's not a lot of, I call it caramelization for lack of a better word, but around the edges here,
Yeah.
where it becomes ripest fastest and becomes the sweetest. So you'll notice this is a little bit, I'll call it not as ripe versus the other ones. It does have a strong smell though, right off the bat though.
Yeah, Green River Belle is good.
Right off the bat, it's definitely got a fruity aroma versus a banana or
It's a little
caramel.
bit like Prima, a little bit more flavor though.
Oh, wow. Again, I'm very surprised by the variety of PawPaw flavors. This, I would say almost has that more of the pineapple-y kind of flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the consistency of this one, again, might just be the ripeness level is more like a melon than custard.
It's got nice sweetness to it. Just the right amount of sweetness.
And I realize I'm repeating myself, but once again, the variety of different flavors in PawPaws, and I'm sure just like apples and everything else, is just amazing, where you could literally try one and not like it, and then try another one and absolutely love it. And there's just so much variety. They have, again, 30 or more varieties just here alone. And if you saw my other video on the microfarm itself, I will mention it again. In this area, at the very least, you're one of the, you have one of the most varied, like
Yep.
different types.
Yeah, we're not the only game in town, but we have the most variety. So.
Do you have a certain amount per tree, like a certain amount of cultivars of trees? Like you have 4 Atwoods, 3 of this, 4 of the other, or is it just varied?
2 Atwoods. I have almost 2 of everything. So I do 2, so I can kind of gauge their ripening times and their climatic variability. So 2 cultivars of 2 of every cultivar.
Nice. Green River Belle, huh?
Yep.
And we have some that haven't started fruiting yet.
Yeah, about half our trees aren't bearing yet, but they will be picking up in the next few years. So.
Okay, and actually one more thing really quickly. We touched on this in another video, but in New England, it's a very difficult area to grow certain things sometimes. Now, when I was doing my little thing at my house, I was trying to grow super hot peppers. I was having a super hard time growing them because if we have an early frost in New England, it kills everything. And what you really need to grow a lot of vegetables and fruits, and from what I've experienced anyway, and you can talk about this in a second, you need a longer, milder fall before the temperatures plummet to freezing. And I was running into, at least at the time, every year trying to grow my super hots, they were still green, and I could not get them to turn before the season changed. So how much of that do you run into with your fruits and vegetables? Do you actually lose a certain percentage to the fact that, like, we had frost already in New England, and it's a little early for that? Do you guys run into that on a regular basis?
Well, that's an interesting question because it invokes our latitude, which is a short summer. You know, we're up in New England, so our summers last from, say, late May to mid-October thereabouts. At least the summer temperatures do. And sometimes that's not enough time to ripen some of the cultivars that we have here, like sunflower or tropical treat. They don't reach their full coloration or potential flavor. So, yeah, we do run into that with some cultivars.
Is there anything
anyway.
you can do about that? Is there any trick or anything to like, or what do you end up doing with the fruit if it's just not ripe enough? Do you process it or do something else with it?
For seed mostly. Yeah, we use them for rootstocks and sell the seeds of various cultivars. That's about all you can do. As the climate warms in coming decades, it's obviously going to be less and less of an issue. So there's that as well, unfortunately. But
So in general, some of these cultivars are because of the how much longer they need, they're much better off down south, more south.
yes, some of them are better off down south. Tropical treat, sunflower, Potomac, Susquehanna, all do better in a slightly warmer climate than we have. So
Yeah. And
Interesting.
with vegetables, it kind of depends on the season.
yeah, it
Like if
depends.
there's too much rain, too little rain, too hot, too cold.
Yeah, actually, I had a friend that grew corn, and I think you guys did it or tried to do it for a little while. And we in New England have had really odd weather where some summers it rains constantly and some summers it doesn't rain, like this summer. And if you don't have a lot of water for corn, I think it's just a failed crop.
Yep.
It must be like that with a lot of stuff where if you just don't have enough water, so you spend so much time and money on watering your plants just to keep them alive.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were irrigating our pawpaw a lot this year.
Yeah, once a week, sometimes twice a week. No rain all August, most of September. So
Yeah, it was, again, if you're not from the area, and I know it was weird all around the country, but New England had some really weird weather. We went a month or two almost with almost no rain, and when it did rain, it was just like very light for like a few minutes, and then it just stopped. And then, I mean, usually it doesn't get very cold around here until after Halloween is kind of how I gauge it. We've already hit frost, and we were right in October, we started hitting frost, and it's just kind of weird, but it must just be so like almost frustrating having to deal with that, with the crazy climate changes
yeah, it can be.
in the area. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this has been our review of Green River Belle PawPaw Cultivar. I am Drake from That Big Bearded American Tourist, and we are on tour at the Ockoocangansett Microfarm with Tim and Christine. Thank you for checking this out, and we'll see you next time. All right, that's it from now. No. Shit. Okay. All right. All right, I'm Drake. This is Tim and Christine from Ockoocangansett Microfarms. And this has been our cultivar review of, was it Green River Belle?
Yes, Green River Belle.
Green River Belle.
There we go.
What one did we try?
All right, I'll do it again. Yeah.
Yeah.